All right, Shalom Israel, with the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group nor any other Christian organization. So tonight's class, all right, tonight's class is the Lashawan Qadash class, all right, the Lashawan Qadash class. The Lashawan Qadash is so important to learn. Like, this is a part of our culture, this is a part of our language. Like, this is a part of the traditions that the Lord passed down to us. Like, we don't want to take this lightly. Like, it's so important to learn our language and learn how to speak our language fluently. Like, you really want to get down, especially if you have even for yourself, but especially for children. Like, this, we have to raise the generations that are coming after us. This is the culture. Like, this is our traditions. Like, this is a part of our heritage. This is our language, which is the Lashawan Qadash, or the Hebrew language. So come to class. Make sure you come to class. Study your words. Study your vocabulary. Like, we're going to go through all the vocabulary. All right, we're going to be going through all the vocabulary throughout the weeks, and then we're going to get back into structuring sentences by understanding and also memorizing this vocabulary. You want to be able to speak the Lashawan Qadash fluently. Do a lot of reading and a lot of studying in order to do it. All right. And also just come to class as well and ask as many questions as you need to when it comes to speaking this language. All right. With that being said, let's get the alphabet up there. A book for shot. Truth. You can go up there and you can start the alphabet book for shot from A. All right. And what we're going to do this time, all right, what we're going to do this time is we're going to do it in the Syrian script, all right? We're going to practice in the Syrian script. Now remember, you have the Paleo and then you have the Assyrian. Try to make it go straight and try to make it straighter so it doesn't go, so it doesn't curve down. And you can also try to make it also slightly bigger too. For sure. Try to make that ha a little, that ha make it a little, I wouldn't say neater, but make that line a little longer, but for sure.
Which line?
The small line,
That.
the small line to the, see that bottom line? Nah, the other side.
This.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. That one right there.
This.
The small one.
Oh, this.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Now, you want to write it like, for that za, instead of making it look like a T, make that top line come like diagonal more, as if it's going right. A little more diagonal, kind of make it noticeable. There you go. That's a lot. Try to make that tie a little, maybe that tie. The top. Yeah. Try to make it more circular. Now for now, Salaki, that's what I want you to do. All right, what you may have to do. All right, not Salaki, not me. I want you to erase what you have. All right, and starting to select. All right, I want you to start. I want you to erase what you have on the board and start from I, and try to make it from right to left. And also for the ma and the na, for the ones you want to put the beginning and the ending. You probably didn't notice them, but I'll show you. There's two you have to write next to each other.
So I get what you mean, the end and
So the ma that you have up there, there's also a ma. There's two mas. There's two ways to write the ma in their Syrian. You see them? If you look at it, there's two there. They look different from each other, but there's two. They're not the same. You see what I'm talking about now? But the way you was writing them too is wild. Make it a little bigger up. Now my ba is good. Now let me show you real quick. This is how I would write the I. It might be a little easy for you to let me know. I'm gonna use it right here at the bottom. So I go like this. I make like an S. I go like that. Curve up. Then I just draw my line. See how that is? That's kind of how I do it. You can try it that way as well if it's easier for you. So it's like more fluent. But the ba is too wild. Try that y'all one more time. Now for that ha. Now you see for that ha, right off, that line is a little too small, right? Try to make it a little bigger. For the ha. Ka, for the ha. For that small line that you have, make it a little longer. That's how it goes. Now for ka, there's two kas there. You see it? Just write them next to each other. You can do it above it if you're going to try to do that too. Just make sure you do the same for the bottom. Because eventually you're going to go below.
You said beside each other, right?
You can do it whichever way. If you can put it to the bottom of each other, if that works for you, then you can put them next to each other. But what I'm saying is, if you whatever way you do, make sure you do it for the letters that you're going to have underneath them. All right. Keep it unified. Try that line one more time. You can go like this. Like this. That's all right. Do that line one more time. Like this. Go down. Right. And straight across. And straight down. So, like this. Two hours so far. So for your na, right? Now for your na above, what you want to do is this. Go down, just make a circle like that. Might be a little sloppy like this. See how that is? Like this. Straight down, kind So you're gonna start from the top, right? And then you're gonna curve it like that. You're gonna start from the top, come down, and curve it like that. Just like a little bit. That's better. That's the rock. That's the rock. Go ahead. Go into the room. Okay, that's the rock. Most High in Christ. So what we have on the board, now this is in the Syrian script, right? This is in the Syrian script. You got your ah, you got your ba, your ga, your da, right? Your ha, your wa, your za, your ha, your ta, your ya, your ka, your la, your ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, qua, ra, sha, and ta. That qua is a little, you just want the line a little longer to make it look right. So you got the formation of the other side, but that line to the left is make it longer. I know you're not making it longer now, but just in the future, right? You want to make that longer, right? And the reason why I say in the future because this is something you have to know how to write, right? It has to be exactly how I'm trying to teach you, exactly how it's written, all right? So you did very tawab though. It looks tawab. All right, that I showed you how to kind of be more fluent on the I. You can try that technique. Your I is a little work, but you tawab. I like it. It's tawab. You need a little bit more work on it. In that qua, that's fine. Everything else is golden out. Tawab. So that Abba ga da hawa za ha ta ya ka la ma na sa I pa ta za kwa ra shan ta. All right, most high Christ. Most high Christ is Tawab. All right, let's get into these in vocabulary. Let's continue where we left off. You can erase what's on the board, Baba Kusha. And what you can do, all right, if you want to practice, all right, you can write it in the Assyrian this time, or you can write it in the Paleo. If you think you're too wide with the Paleo, I would practice in the Assyrian, all right? But the next few classes, what we'll do is, for sure, the alphabet will be written in the Assyrian. So let's get it out. Like you're gonna get to try. All right. What we're gonna go on the board is Lahav. Lahav.
And that means to blaze.
Correct. Lahab meaning to blaze, like High Priest Lahab. He was blazing on the mic in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. All right, Lahab. All right, let's get Barak with a ka at the end. Barak. Now the reason why I emphasize a ka at the end because Barak with a qua at the end has a total different meaning. It's an entire different word. You know what Barak means with a qua at the end of it up?
Nah,
But do you know what Barak means with a ka?
bless.
Ka. Now Barak with a quad. What's it like? It's not loud. It would be this one. It would be lightning. So we got Barak, meaning bless. Like this is within our salute. Barak, meaning bless. Right? Barak, meaning bless. Let's get Dam. Get that next. Dam. Barak, meaning bless. Right? Like may the Lord bless you. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Right? Oh no, it's Dam. That would be Da'am. It's Dam. Dam means blood. Dam means blood. Next, let's get Ba Kala. Ba Kala. Ba Kala. Ba Kala. Ba Kala. Ba Kala. 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 Ba. Ba Kala. Ba Kala. Ba Kala means blue. It's the color blue. Ba Kala is the color blue. All right? The color blue. Ba Kala. So what we have is Lahab meaning to blaze, Barak meaning to bless, Dam meaning blood, and Bakalah meaning blue. Let's get the next one out. Let's get Kai, you can 1 second. Make sure y'all get that all on the board. What's like it? I'm gonna wait a couple seconds. Make sure you guys take notes. Put this into your notes. All right. So Lahab is blaze, Barak is blessed, Dam is blood, Thakalaf is blue. You can take it out. Give me Gawap. Gawap. Gawap.
Gawap.
Come. With a pot and Gawap. Gawap. Gawap meaning body. Gawap means body. Gawap means body. Next we're going to get is Sapar. You know what Sapar means? Sapar. Nah. That's what we'll do. Sapar. Sapar means book. Sapar means book. So Gawap is body, Sapar is book. All right, let's get the next is Nawalak. 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 Nawalak means born. B-O-R-N, born. Nawalak. So someone's about to be born, or something is born, whatever the case may be, you would use the word nawalak. Sapar is book. So if you like want to read a book, you can easily say, I'm reading a sapar. I'm reading a book. All right. Gawak is like your body. All right. Like your actual physical body. Gawak. All right. Next you got is sabah. 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 Sabah meaning box. Sabah meaning box. Then you can you put one more underneath. God, most high Christ. All right, let's get Yalad. Yalad. How many of y'all know what does Yalad mean? I say this every once in a while. Yalad. I'm talking. I'm not going to give it away. All right. But I say Yalad. I'm like, hey yo, Yalad, cut it out. Yalad. Oh, I guess I gave it away when I said cut it out. Yalad means boy, or it can also mean child. Right, but since we're in B's, we're going to say boy. All right, but Yalad can also mean child. You can write that on the board too, Rock. Boy/child. Yalad can also mean child, but Yalad is boy. If you wanted to say girl, how would you write girl? You know, would you know how to do that out? Or make sure you still write it in English out. Oh, that's what. So if you wanted to say girl in the Hebrew, you would just feminize the word, make it feminine, and put a ha at the end of it. So it would be Yalada. Yalada is girl, Yalad is boy. So Yalad wa Yalada, boy and girl. Yalad wa Yalada, boy and girl. Yalad wa Yalada, boy and girl. Or boy child or girl child. You guys get the point. Child. Yalad. So Gawak is body, Sapar is book, Nawalak is born, the Ba is box, Yalad is boy or child, boy child, right? But it still means boy, right? It's the masculine form to say child. That's why it means boy. Yalada would be the feminine way to say child which would mean a girl. Right? Everyone understands that? That's how our language works. So Gawat is body, Sapar is book, Nawalak is born, Taba is box, and Yalad is boy. Salaki. Let's get the next one. Let's get Ainap. 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 Ainap means branch, like a branch off of a tree. Ainap, branch. All right, Ainap is branch. All right, Ainap is branch. Let's get Nachashat. 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 Shah. Nachashat. Sa. Like it's sa. Nachashat. Sa. Like it's a sa. Nachashat. It's like when you were right. Nachashat. Nachashat. Right? Gawatwa. Khan Nachashat. Anyone know what I said? I said Gawatwa. Khan Nachashat. Ka Nachashat. Gawatwa. Khan Nachashat. Somebody let me know what I just said. Gawatwa. Gawatwa Kanachashat. All right. I'll give y'all a hint. I'm gonna say Yahweh Shai Mashiach Gawatwa Kanachashat. What did I say? Yahweh Shai Mashiach Gawatwa Kanachashat. Christ. Which means what? Let's see what Nachashat means. Let's see if anyone can guess it. Let's see if you can guess it too. I said Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right. Gawatwa. All right, because we just used that word, right? Gawat. You remember what Gawat means? Well, live. Gawat.
Oh, it's boy. Was it?
No, boy is your live. Right, Gawap is body, right? So Yahushua Mashiach, Gawap wa meaning his, right? So Yahushua Mashiach, Gawap wa ka nachasha. So I'm saying something about his body, nachasha. Now the ka in front of nachasha is like, all right? I'm almost giving it to y'all almost, all right? So Yahushua Mashiach, that's what? That's who?
Christ.
Ka. And then Gawapwa is his
Body.
Right. So his body, because that word at the end makes it his body. Ka is like Nachashak.
Birth.
La'ah. But of course it does start with a B. And it has to be in alphabetical order according to the word above. So I can give it a shot. Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Gawapwa Ka Nachashak. Ready? Ready for it?
Come.
Brass. Nachashak is brass. God. Nachashak is brass. So Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Gawapwa Ka Nachashak. Yahweh Shah, his body is like brass. That's what I just said in the Hebrew. His body is like brass. Is that not in the Bible? All right, that's in the Bible. His body is like brass is put into a furnace. All right, I should say ba'ash. Ba'ash. If in a furnace. So is if, then ba is in, and ash just means fire. Brass in a fire. That's what a furnace is. It's something that burns. You can say fire. I'm sure there's a word for furnace, but I'm going to say fire because that's the word I know. I know ash. So if I say Yahweh Shah Mashiach Kana Chashat Am Ba'ash, it's as if his body is like brass if put or if in fire. Y'all see how you see how sentences can form the more you learn, like the more vocabulary you have, and the more you study the language, just play around with it. Like, I'm in class and I'm just playing around with it. I'm trying to use the whole class in Hebrew and nothing else. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to speak English, even though I'm probably going to have to, so I can break things down. But we'll get there one day. One day it's going to be so righteous, all right, that there's going to be a whole class taught in Lashawan Qadash. All right, let's get the next one out. Let's see. Let's get Lacham. Lacham. You know what that is, right? Lacham.
Lacham.
Yeah, Lacham. You know what that is? Lacham.
La.
That's right. We got you. Lacham. Lacham means bread. That's in the Lord's Prayer. Nawatanya Lacham. It's like it. Natanya, no, Natanawa Yawam. No, Lacham Yawam. Cow Yawam. Like it. Give us bread all day. Natanawa. Lacham Yawam. Cow Yawam. Lacham, which is bread. No sign of Christ. Lacham, which is bread. Let's get shabar. Shabar. I'm gonna remember this word. Shabar. You gotta remember these words now. Shabar. This is something my sons do. My bunyam. Or bunya, my sons. You don't have to, when you say my sons, bunya, that's still plural. Alright? Shabar. Bunya. Shabar. Shabar meaning to break. Shabar meaning to break. Shabar meaning to break. My sons break everything. All right? But yeah, shabar everything. All right. Shabar. Shabar meaning to break. All right? Let's get baya'ah. Baya'ah.
Baya'ah.
Right. Baya'ah.
Baya'ah.
Yeah, baya'ah. Correct. Baya'ah. Baya'ah. Baya'ah meaning to bring. Bring. Baya'ah meaning to bring. Bring. Or even to lead. Baya'ah. Bring or lead. Right? So you got ainap, which is branch coming from like a tree. And you have nafashat, which is grass. You got lacham, which is bread. Shabar, which is break. Baya'ah, meaning to bring or even to lead. So you're trying to bring someone somewhere or bring something somewhere or lead someone somewhere. This is what you would, this is what the word, this is the word that you would use. Baya'ah, bring or lead. All right. Shabar, meaning to break. Lacham, bread. Nachashat, grass. Ainap, branch. Let's get it out. Let's get shacham. Khan, you can take it, Khan. You can take it. Shacham. 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 Shacham, which means brown. Shacham. Shacham, meaning brown. Shacham, meaning brown. So if you want to explain something that's brown, you would say shacham. All right, shacham. Next is banah. It's like a banah. It's like a banah. Banah. Does anybody remember what banah means?
Banana.
Oh, that's banana. I like it. But banah.
Beautiful.
That's your pie. That's the pie. Banah is a verb. All right. Anyone online? Y'all remember what banah means? Also, if you're online, don't forget to sign in and check in. Put your name, city, and state. Don't forget. Name, city, and state for attendance. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state for attendance. All right. Banah. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state for attendance. All right. Banah meaning to build. So we want to build something. All right. Like you want to build up the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community, but not to build up, right? If you want to banah, to build, if you want to banah the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community in the state of Virginia, get in contact with the school and put your name, city, and state for attendance and call 757-550-1204, right? Banah, meaning to build. Don't sound like Christ out. Give me a ball. A ball. A ball, meaning but, B-U-T, a ball, but such and such, but go unto the house of the children of Israel, a ball. This is also in the Lord's Prayer too as well, a ball, meaning but, right, a ball, right. Let's get the next one, chama'ah, chama'ah, chama'ah. Yeah, chama'ah. Hama'a. Hama'a, meaning butter. Butter, as in something that you put on your bread, right? Butter on bread, right? Chama balacham, butter on bread, right? I said ba lacham, which would mean in or on bread, okay? I personally wouldn't say chama al lacham. That's because that's like you going on to something or upon. You could use that if you wanted to, all right? Like if you wanted to use al lacham, chama al lacham, you could if you wanted to. I wouldn't. That's just a personal thing. You know, you could easily say I wouldn't hold it against you, but I would. But just don't hold it against me if I say ba lacham. All right, I would say ba lacham because ba can also be used for on, more so like on the slang purposes. All right, you know. So ba lacham. So if you want to put butter on bread, all right, chama ba lacham or chama al lacham, all right, either or. But now we know how to use butter, all right. If I want some butter, I'm gonna be like bo kosha chama, all right. I need butter. That's your bread and butter, all right. That's your lacham, lacham wa chama. All right, ain't that a song from Beanie Siegel, Bread and Butter? I think that was his album. I don't know. I don't remember. God, bread and butter, chama, butter. Let's get let's get I want you to take, you can take that down. You can take that down, and then we're gonna go into it next. We're gonna be in our C's. Now we're in the letter C. Right, now in the letter C, let's get Quora. 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 All right, most on Christ. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state. All right, don't forget to put your name, city, and state. If you want to be in the school, don't forget to get with the cover to the school. Or let me know. It's 757-550-1204. If you want to be a brother or a sister in the school, make sure you call that number 757-550-1204. Most on Christ. Quora. All right, Quora. Now we heard this before, right? Oh no, la, you don't gotta put that would be Quora. Quora. It's just Quora. Quora. Now we probably heard this before, Quora, meaning call. So if you're trying to call someone, you would say Quora, right? Meaning to call upon someone or to call someone, right? Quora. Like I need to call such and such. You would say Quora. All right, you would use the word Quora. Now Quora is also a verb, so you can conjugate it, all right, as well if you want to. If you're in that deep of structuring sentences, you can easily conjugate this into the past and present, whatever the case may be. It would be Quawara, Quawara. It could be Zakura. It could be Kwaratha, whichever the case may be. All I did was conjugate it in the future, past, and present using based off of the subject pronoun anya, which is I am. We will be getting back into verb conjugations eventually, but we want to learn as much vocabulary as possible. Learning any language, you want to learn as many words as possible. Okay, and of course, simultaneously learn how to slowly understand the grammar of the language. First, you want to learn the vocabulary and just words. Learn as many words as possible, and grammar will eventually come. All right. I'm not saying don't focus on grammar, but eventually the grammar will come. But you want to know as many words as possible. That's why we're going over the vocabulary. That's why we went over the verbs. You want to know just as much vocabulary as possible because grammar will come. Eventually, you'll know grammar. You'll eventually know how to make something masculine and something feminine. That's easy. All right? You're not going to know how to make something feminine or masculine unless you know the word, right? So vocabulary. You want before grammar will come. You want to know before you learn how to conjugate, right? What are you conjugating? You're conjugating words, right? If you don't know the words, then what are you conjugating? That's the point. You want to learn as many words as possible, so and retain as many words and remember as many words, or as a car, remember or memorize the car as many words as possible, so you can the car, all right, as many words as possible. All right, so then eventually you can learn how to use grammar. All right, grammar will come automatically. It'll come on its own. I promise you it will. At least I won't let you mess up grammar. All right, I won't let y'all mess up grammar. All right, I won't let y'all. Let's get the next one. Let's get Gamal. Gamal. Y'all probably heard this one before. Gamal. Gamal. This is the reason why y'all may have heard this before, because this is where the God comes from. All right, this is where the God originates from. That's why it starts with the letter God. Gamal. In that Yiddish, it's with an E. It's like Gamel, like Gamel, or some weird Gamel. You'll see it as I forgot. It's like you see that Aleph, that Beth, the Gamel, right? Like this is it right here, Gamal, which means camel. All right. That's why the guy has like that hump. It's supposed to represent the hump of a camel. All right. Gamal. Gamal meaning camel, most on the Christ side. Let's get Nar. Nar. All right. Nar. We're going to light some Narium. All right. We're going to light some Narium. What would Nar mean now? We're going to light some Narium. For Hanukkah. Say it again. Candle. Correct. Candle. Narium would be candles, but Khan. You're correct. Khan, you're correct. Because I did say Narium. Narium. But Nar meaning candle. Right? We got Narium on the Manarah. All right. Kaya Hanukkah. All right. Nar meaning candle. Next, let's get Marakab. 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 This is a word that comes from the verb rakab, meaning to ride or drive. To ride or drive. Marakab. It comes, that ma is letting you know this comes from somewhere. That rakab is a verb to ride. To ride. So marakab would mean what? Marakab. Marakab would mean car, right? Or chariot, something that you ride. But we're going to put car. Marakab. Marakab. Meaning car. Marakab. Marakah. Marakah meaning car. Then you put another one up, or you car. Christ. Let's get Nasha'ah. 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 Most High in Christ. Nasha'ah. Nasha'ah. This is something that you get. Nasha'ah. Or Salakia. I skipped one. We'll go back to it. I skipped one. Salakia. Nasha'ah. We'll write it in the next one. Mr. Rob. Salakia. We skipped one. We can't skip that one. Nasha'ah meaning carry. Right? Carry. Nasha'ah meaning to carry. So what we got on the board right now, we got Korah meaning to call. Korah, Salaki meaning to call. Gamal meaning camel. Nar meaning candle. Marakab meaning car. Nasha'ah meaning carry. All right. Let's get the next one on the board. You can take that. You can take that out. We're gonna get Shabia. 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 All right. Shabia. Shabia. Meaning captivity. Shabia meaning captivity. All right. So we want to say we are in captivity. All right. We are in captivity. Anak nawa bashabia. Anak nawa bashabia. We are in captivity. All right. Anak nawa bashabia. All right. Shab, yeah. So there's no I at the end of the ba that's connected. So Shab, yeah. Meaning captivity. Shabia. Shab, yeah. You see what I'm saying? Khan, see that A right there, Khan. It's a Shabia. There you go. Shabia. All right. If you want to make that sentence grammatically correct, you can add a verb there, and you would say you add the verb haya there. All right. And I believe you would say hawaya nawa. You could say anak nawa hawaya nawa. It's like a hawaya nawa bashabia or hawaya nawa bashabia. We are in captivity. Hawaya bashabia. It's like a hawaya nawa bashabia. We are in captivity. If you want to make it quick, and just sling it up a little, no sweat. You could say anak nawa bashabia. But the proper way, in grammatical way, you would say hawaya. It's like a hawaya nawa, coming from the verb haya, which means to be or to exist. So to be in captivity. We are in captivity. That would translate into we are in captivity. Anak nawa hawaya nawa bashabia. All right, we are in captivity. right? Let's get it. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Christ. Let's get a lot. A lot. A lot. A lot, meaning cattle. A lot, meaning cattle. A lot, meaning cattle. So Shabia captivity, a lot, meaning cattle. Like in America, right? In captivity, Babylon, we were treated like a lapium. We were treated like cattle. All right? A lot, meaning cattle. Right? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get Chagag. Chagag. Yeah, Chagag. That's correct. Chagag. This comes from the word chag, meaning to be festive. Chag, which means to be festive, but it's chagag. And this is how you would say to celebrate. All right? Chagag, like celebrate. Chagag, meaning celebrate. That comes from chag. This word comes from the chag, which means to be festive, or like a festival, to be festive. Chagag is celebrate. Because of course, to be festive, you're most likely celebrating something. All right? Of course, it's not Christmas. All right? It's not Thanksgiving. All right? It's going to be like Hanukkah. That's, during the feast of Hanukkah, we're going to be Chag, and we're going to be Chag, right? The feast of Hanukkah. All right? Let's get it. All right. Christ. Let's get it. Kasa. 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 All right. Kasa. Kasa. All right. Go ahead. Kasa, meaning chair. All right. Kasa is chair. So when you're trying to sit down in a chair, you would say kasa. Kasa is chair. All right? Yashabyam bakasa. Yashabyam, meaning all seats, but kasa. All right? I can say kasa come in your chairs. Kasa come. Or slaki, kasaya come. I said that incorrectly. Kasaya come. All right? I would say yashabyam. Yashabyam bakasaya come. Sit in your chairs. That you come. All right? That's referring to you all. All right? Y'all chairs. All right? Because there's more than one chair, right? So yashabyam, meaning y'all be seated, right? Yashabyam, all right? Ba meaning in, kasa is chair, then yakam, which is pluralizing that word for chairs, but also a possessive pronoun at the very same time because it's y'all chairs, all right? Yashabyam ba kasa yakam. Kasa yakam, like it, all right? Yashabyam ba kasa yakam. Sit down in your chairs. Like it. We won't be getting that approved for the Sabbath service. We're just going to say Yeshavyim, all right? We're going to keep it as Yeshavyim. No sweat. Don't worry. One day there will be a class of just straight Hebrew. We all just got to learn how to speak Hebrew fluently, all right? One day, that's my goal. One day is to teach a class fluently in all Hebrew with no translator. So like I don't think I may have to have a translator, but still, that's going to be the goal. It's damn near the Sabbath service, but ramped up. No sweat. Let's get the next one. Shamak. You can put another one right up. Shamak. 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 You probably heard this before. Shamak, meaning to be cheerful. Cheerful. If you look shamak up, it's to be cheerful, to be joyful, joy, rejoice. All these words will be under shamak. Right? Salakia. I believe that's a cha at the end. Salakia. That's a cha. Instead of a ka, it's a cha. Salakia. Shamak. It's a cha. So Salakia about that. That's on me. Shamak with a cha. Salakia. That's on me. The water. Shamak, meaning cheerful. So Shabia, meaning captivity. Right? Babal Shabia. Babal Shabia. Babylonian captivity. All right? Babal Shabia. Or you could say Babal Shabia. That can also be America's captivity too, because America can be known as Babylon too, right? It's the daughter of Babylon. Cattle, a lot meaning cattle, all right? Chagag, meaning to celebrate. Kasa, meaning chair. And shamak, meaning cheerful, all right? You won't really see cheerful as the definition of shamak, but it can mean cheerful. If you look up shamak, you'll see cheerful, but it'll more likely be under joy and rejoice. All right, you'll see rejoice and joy in the Bible, All right, this just means to be cheerful, like to be more. Well, I'm not going to say happy because a shar is happy. There's another word for that. But to be joyful or to rejoice, to be cheerful, is the word shamak, meaning you're the opposite of being depressed and angry. All right, you're cheerful, you're joyful, you're rejoicing for some. There's a reason why someone is cheerful. There's a reason why someone is joyful. There's a reason why someone is rejoicing. All right, because of the Christian church, we think rejoicing means let's rejoice because the I forgot that damn song, Salakia. Rejoice in the day of the Lord, because glad in me, all that type of stuff. Christians rejoice for absolutely nothing. You go into the Christian church to rejoice because they're playing a damn song and it sounds good, right? They're being shamak for no reason at all. They're rejoicing for no reason at all, right? What is there to rejoice about? We're not in a state of rejoicing. We're not in a state of being shamak. We go home back into the projects, into the ghetto where it's being shot up. Why are we rejoicing? Rejoicing for what? Why are we rejoicing? Our sons are about to get life without parole. What is there to rejoice about? What is there to be glad about? That's selfishness. You're only glad because you're safe and you're good and you're all right and you're covered by the blood of Jesus. Salakia, this is the Hebrew class. Let's continue. Salakia, but this is the Hebrew class, not a scripture breakdown class or a breakdown, but shamak, meaning cheerful or joy, rejoice. Let's get Yalad up there. Remember what Yalad means? Bread. Yalad. Lacham is bread. Yalad.
We have so many words.
I understand. Yalad was boy, right? So now what would Yalad be in this case? Since we're in our seats.
Child.
There you go. That's why I say Yalad, it can also mean child. Yalad is just the masculine way to say child, which would be a boy. If you want to feminize, if you want to say girl, you would make the word feminine, right? And you would say Yalada, right? Which would mean girl, child. It's still a child. All right? Yalad, Yalada. There's a difference between a boy and a girl. Yalad, Yalada. Just like there's a difference between a man and a woman. You got Ayash and then Asha. Asha'a. It's like I believe it's Asha. I'll double check that. It's either Asha or Asha'a. So Yalad, which is child. Yalad, which is child. Next, we have is Gabayana. 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 Right? Gabayana. 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 You have to put your account. Gabayana. Now, how would you pronounce that? Oh, I understand that. Gabayana. 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 Gabayana, which would mean cheese. All right. The suspense was real, but cheese. This is how you would say gabayana. This is how you would say cheese in the Hebrew. All right. So look at that. We got what so far we damn near got a sandwich, right? We know how to say bread, lacham. Chama is chama like chama'a is butter. Chama'a is butter, and then you got cheese. Gabayana. So like there should be a ha at the end there. You see the na. So if you pronounce that, that would be gabayana. That would be gabayana, but it's gabayana. So there's a ha at the end. That's how you know to put emphasis on it. Gabayana, which is cheese. So we got all I need is to look up is how if there's grill in the Bible. When we grilling, let's find out we can say grilled in the Hebrew. I know Aisha is cook. Aisha is cook. And we fried our foods. All right. So I don't know if there's a grill in the Hebrew, but I'll figure it out so I can say grilled cheese. All right. Gabayana. I want to know how to say grilled cheese in the Hebrew. I'm gonna go ahead and try to research that. Look up the word for grilled or grill or something or cook. Maybe Aisha Gabayana, cooked cheese. That don't sound right, does it? I don't know. All right. Gabayana. Let's get Bakar. All right. Bakar. Bakar. What did the Lord do? What is the Lord? So like I'm not give it away with y'all. Bakar. I want to see if y'all can get it. But it's like a char. Bakar. The children of Israel are what to the Lord? His what? His what kind of children? Or his what kind of people? Bachar.
Chosen.
There you go. Bachar meaning choose. Bachar is choose. Most High in Christ. Bachar is how you would say choose. Most High in Christ. If you go in the Bible, in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, I know this for a fact, because I think I looked it up maybe 2 years ago. All right. Bachar is definitely there for chosen. All right. It might be conjugated and it might have some letters next to it, but the root word is Bachar. All right. So let me get that right now. I almost know for a fact when I looked it up. It was right there in Hebrew. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Oh, there we go, right there. Bachar, right there. Meaning choose. It's right there in Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. You guys have the blue letter Bible, all right? It's not even conjugated. It's right there in the Hebrew. Bachar. Just like how the brother's writing it right now, it's just like that in the Bible, all right? In the Hebrew Bible, Bachar meaning to choose. But if you want to use it in context, it can also be chosen. But choose, double O. I believe that may have been chosen. To choose, Bachar. Choose, Bachar. Meaning to be chosen or choose. Next one is mal. 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 All right. Mal. Mal meaning circumcised. Mal meaning circumcised. Mal meaning circumcised. Circumcised. It'll be a S. So circumcised. It'll be C-I-C-I-S. So circum, and see with an S, that would be a C. Circumcised. You would think that English, like this, that's why the English language is so dumb to me. Even like the brother, even though he spelled it exactly how it sounds, right? He spelled it exactly how it sounds. No one would ever known that would actually be a C instead of an S, unless, of course, you know the English language in a way. All right? You would, it's crazy. In our language, exactly how it's said is exactly how you write it. That's why it's so easy, right, to learn the Hebrew language. English is so hard, like circumcised. Within that one sentence, right, there's two C's and they have two different sounds, right? It's crazy. Circumcised, meaning mal, to circumcise. All right. So if you had a son, you would circumcise him on the 8th day. All right. Circumcised. All right. That's the Y, right? It's the Y. Circumcised. Most High in Christ. The brother did real to Y. Most High in Christ. The Y, boy. Circumcised. All right. Circumcised. So what we got on the board, all right, is Yalad, which is child. All right. Gabayana, which is cheese. Bakar is choose. All right. And circumcised. Mal. All right. Mal meaning circumcised. All right. Make sure, all right, keep attending the Hebrew Lashawan Qadash class. Is so important. It's a part of our culture. It's a part of our traditions the Lord passed down to us. Like, it's so important. Like, the Lord is serious about learning our language. Like, the priest and prophet of the Lord, Nehemiah, Nachamaya in Hebrew, was contending with the Israelites and whooping their tail and pulling out their hairs because they didn't know how to speak the language of the Lord. It was already bad enough that they were the product of interracial marriage. But because of the interracial marriage, right, they were separated from their culture. They were separated from their heritage, and they didn't give a damn about speaking their language, but they did know how to speak the language of the Moabites and the Ammonites and of Ashdod. They knew how to speak that language, but they didn't know how to speak the Lord's language. And that angered the Lord. That angered Nakamaya. And so he whooped their tail, and at the same time made them promise, you're not going to do what your parents did. All right, you're going to learn your culture. Like, the Lord is very important that we hold on to our culture. Like, that's the spirit behind that entire chapter of Nehemiah, chapter 13, verses 1 all the way down, is to hold on to our culture. Like, we were just getting out of captivity. We were just getting, our cities were just got finished being destroyed. It was beat down. Think about it as now. Our cities are destroyed, run down. In the book of from Ezra to Nehemiah, this was the process of rebuilding the nation of Israel. Right? We were in a state of emergency, and we were rebuilding the nation of Israel to make it good again, to make it Israel again, to make sure we keep following God's laws, statutes, and commandments so we don't end up back in captivity. All right? And this is what the Lord is trying to teach our people now. That's why we have these classes Monday through Sunday, so we can come back to the Lord and learn how to rebuild our cities and neighborhoods, all right, and come back into serving the Lord how the Lord wants to be served and followed. With that, I say Amadu, which means to stand. We're going to give a curse salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Bakatam, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Bakatam, Yadu Matah, Saw La Agwakim, which means turning face to sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courage salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Al-Than Ba'ashim Yahushua, Yadamata. With that, class dismissed.